now moving on to the dunk portion of this podcast. I learned something today, actually, or over the past couple days, that was super informative. And this is basically like my new phase of working out that I'm super excited to do. And I'm kind of going to get into my new workout and kind of where I learned it and all the different things to it and the exciting parts of it. So basically what it is on the Joe Rogan podcast, again, he had this doctor on named Peter Attia, but he mentioned this guy named Ryan Flaherty who works with Nike, and Ryan was on a podcast with Tim Ferriss. I'm sorry, dropping a lot of names, but I'm just trying to show you how I got there. And on that podcast, they basically go into everything he knows. He's an expert. Ryan Flaherty is like an expert in speed and sprinters, and even I think so. He's an expert in speed and people who are in running and athletes and basically athletic performance in general. But speed is like his focus and his expertise. And I believe speed, like running faster and sprinting, coincides like 1-to-1 with jumping. So to get faster in sprinting, I think it's the same as jumping. So I'm going to use his principles. But what his technique is really interesting is it's very simple, but then the way to do it, he's got very new techniques that I'm really excited to try out. And basically his simple principle is that to run faster is basically just increasing your force to mass ratio. So basically getting stronger compared to your weight. And the way to do that is obviously so if your ratio is at a certain weight, like say you weigh 200 pounds and you could lift 300 pounds, and we're getting into what you're lifting afterwards. But say that's your ratio, right? 200 to 300. You could increase how much weight you can lift and stay at 200. So now you can lift 350 pounds, but you're still 200 pounds. Then your ratios increase, and that's good. That'll help you generate more force and move faster. Or you can decrease your weight. And like say you have too much body fat, so you're still 300 pounds of weight that you can lift, but you drop your weight from 200 to like 180 pounds, something like that. Either way, both scenarios increase your speed, but what separates him is his way to increase strength without gaining weight. Because a lot of times you want to, which I personally was afraid of, is when you lift heavy, you get bigger and you get more size, and then it's hard to stay lean and stay light while gaining strength. So one really interesting aspect of his training is concentric versus eccentric. Basically, the concentric will build your strength, and the eccentric will tear the fibers, build the size, and also make you sore. So if you only do the concentric, you can build the strength, and then, for example, in a deadlift, you do the concentric where you stand up, and then you just drop the weight at the tops or go down with it really fast, safely, but fast, so you're barely using the eccentric contractions. And what that does is you're able to build the strength without breaking down the fibers and without building size. So you build the strength, you stay at the same weight, and you're stronger, therefore increasing your force mass ratio. And I thought that was super interesting. So forget deadlift. I don't know why I mentioned deadlift. I should have said the hex bar deadlift. Same thing, but the hex bar is like his go-to workout, which I've been doing in the past recently, but I'm going to ramp up again because I'm back into my new strength phase. So for me, before, what I was doing like basically 1 or 2 rep maxes because I thought that would build my strength. To me, it made sense that if I didn't want to build size and I just wanted to build strength, I would just do like a 1 rep max and just increase that max. So if I'm increasing that number, I'm obviously getting stronger, and that worked, but it's definitely not that efficient, and I definitely don't think it's sustainable. So what he says to do is for strength, this is very specific, so I love giving you guys specific numbers because I'm always asked about sets and reps and things like that. So what I'm going to be doing is the following. What he says is like you basically lift twice a week for the strength. 1 day's strength, 1 day's kind of power. So the strength day, and you could do one first and the other second or vice versa. But what he mentioned was, this is all in the podcast that he was on, by the way. So you should definitely listen to him explain it because it's much better than I will. But just the gist of it was the strength day is a little bit more volume, and it's 60 to 75 or 65 to 75% of your max. So find your max and then do this workout, and you do a couple warm-up sets, and then you do 4 sets of, I think, 6 to 8 reps, I believe he said. of 65 to 75% of your max, and do that for like a week or two. And then the second day of the week, so say you do that on Monday, do the next one on Thursday or Friday. He said 2 to 3 days of rest in between your lifts. So then the Thursday, Friday day is the power day. Same amount of sets, which is 4 after your warm-up sets. So do 4 sets, but this time do 85 to 95% of your max and do about 3 to 5 reps. So it's a little more power, it's a little heavier and things like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing to build my strength. And I thought that was really interesting to get the actual numbers. And I thought he called the heavier day with the less reps the power day, and the more reps was the strength day. And I thought it was reversed, but super interesting. And then the other thing I thought that was really interesting is during these lift days, he mentioned that you can do plyometrics on the same day. And that a lot of his athletes, when they were doing the heavy day, I think it was the heavy day, the 3 to 5 rep day, 85 to 95% of your max, those days when they were doing those, you could superset it with plyometrics. So as soon as you finish a set, wait about 30 seconds and then try to do like depth jumps onto a box or something like that. And he said a lot of times, because the activation of that heavy set, the plyometrics would be PRing. Like people would be hitting their new PRs on those days of those heavy lift days, just because the muscles were activated the right way and they were loose and warm and they were primed for plyometrics. And he likes doing plyometrics because it keeps those muscle fibers pointed towards the fast twitch, if that makes any sense. So I'm super excited for that because I was always separating them too, and I didn't want to detriment one with the other. Like if I did too many plyometrics, exhaust myself. And if I did too much heavy weight, I wanted my muscles to grow and not do plyometrics, so that way my muscles would grow and not be like burnt out from plyometrics. So more on the plyometrics is he really wanted to focus on the amortization phase, which is the change from concentric to eccentric. So don't worry about exhausting yourself, like doing a bunch of plyometrics. Really focus on the quality of them. So like, for example, he said like squat jumps, for example, do like 5 and do them as hard as you can and reach as high as you can. And then it's better to do less and do a higher intensity of a plyometric than to try to do more and just exhaust yourself. And that's more of like a cardio workout. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. And I'm super pumped for that because I've never really had a solid strength program. I've tried others, but I just never knew this side of it. So I didn't want to get too big and I didn't want to not be as explosive, because whenever I lift, I feel super sluggish and I blow up quick and I feel unathletic already to begin with without lifting. So when I lift, I get like super heavy feeling and I feel really not light on my feet. So to be doing more reps and to be building strength and staying the same weight, and also to be doing plyometrics the same day, I'm super excited and I'm really pumped for that. So I think that's pretty much it. I actually got through it a lot quicker than I thought I would. But I just had all that information I wanted to get out to you. And definitely check out Ryan Flaherty on the Tim Ferriss podcast. All the links are below. I learned a lot more about how to train my body correctly. And I think I have a good formula now to get myself to the next level, get my strength up without getting bigger. And also the reason behind that it works to increase my speed and my jumping. So I think my explosiveness will go up a lot. It'll raise my window. And I already knew that strength would increase my potential window to jump higher and potentially run faster if I ever run. But this is kind of a exact method to build my strength correctly for athletic reasons and not just build strength to build strength. And just one side note is like all the Olympic lifts and things like that, I'm only going to be doing hex bar deadlifts and probably some box squats. Oh, lastly on the workout, he likes to do like one big lift. So either like box squats or hex bar. Hex bar deadlifts are like his main exercise. Hex bar. And then after those big ones, he'll do like split squats, like Bulgarian split squats, and then some other single leg exercises, because now you work the main muscles. Now you want to kind of work on some stability and some other muscles you might have missed. And then a lot of his stuff is injury prevention. Just go check out his stuff because he's got so much good information. But that's basically what my workout's going to consist of now. And I'm super pumped. And I think it's really going to help me. And I'm just looking forward to it. So that's pretty much it. I'll just end it there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. A lot more videos coming. I'm about to go do the workout now that I just mentioned, so check out that vlog. I think it'll be 320. I think it'll be episode 320. Anyway, I'll link it right here anyway, so you can see that. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you think, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Toodles.